Well, hello, everyone. I'm Beth English. I'm here with Sergio Gomez. And today we are going to talk about how to consistently grow as artists. And so today we're going to share some personal stories about how we grew as artists. And hopefully that will give you some inspiration that you need today to take your art career and grow it to the fullest extent that you wish to see it grow. So, that being said, hello, Sergio. How are you today?
Hi, Beth. Good to see you as usual. Doing very good. Looking forward to talking about this conversation of growing, right? I think that's something as artists we aspire to. Hopefully, to continue growing, and there's many ways we can do it. So, super excited to share with our friends and to share with you.
Yeah, definitely. One of the things I wanted to point out about how to grow as an artist is that we all are on our own path, right? We grow at the rate in which we are able and willing to grow. And so if we see other people growing faster than us or slower than us, I think it's important to remind ourselves that we go at our own pace and to just focus on us and not let outside distractions interfere with our own personal growth journey because timing is everything. And so when someone else might be growing quickly, that doesn't mean that something's wrong with us. It just means that it's maybe our time of not of harvest, right? And so we sometimes have to be planted and then wait, and then growth happens, and then we wait. And so we just have to be connected to ourselves so that we know the pace that we're going at is the right pace for us. And so my point saying that is if you feel ready and like it's time for you to grow, it's time to take a step forward, listen to that voice and do something about it. And something I love to do is to take classes, take workshops, things like that, and not just painting, like things outside of painting that are helping me grow in all sorts of areas of my life, whether that's personal development or professional development or things that just spark joy in my life. Things that bring in new information, new energy, I think is a great way to help us grow in our art career.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that growth is has to be intentional, right? Has to be an intentionality to it so that it actually happens and in a way that we want to happen. I mean, we can grow in many ways. We can grow by the mistakes that we make. We can grow by
Mm-hmm.
our failures, but we can also grow by choice, right? Of the things as you mentioned, things that we want to do and so on. One of the best ways I kind of in tune myself to grow on a weekly basis is through my podcast, right? There are a number of podcasts with specific things that I love. I love all things marketing, of course, art, what's happening in the art market, and also some favorites that I love to listen to, NPR, and things like that. So I make sure that during the week, I tune into those things because when I finish an episode, I grew a little bit, right? I learned a little
Mm-hmm.
bit of something on a specific area that I want to know more about, that I care about. And I think we have today now this wonderful technology that you can learn on the go. You can learn anywhere you want. Almost makes this idea of the kind of like self-taught artist, almost like, well, there's really not a self-taught anymore because there are tools to learn just about anything you want,
Yeah.
right? Out there, somewhere in the world. So, but which I think is great. I love this topic.
Yeah. What you just said made me think of something that I always am thinking about in my mind, and that's slow growth is good growth. And I think when I was a new artist, I thought there was this romantic fantasy of like, oh, one day it's just going to like boom happen, right? And everything's going to be great. But no, it's not the case. Over the years, it's always been slow, incremental growth over time. And that has been what has sustained me all of these years. And one of the best things that I think that I do is do things that empower my voice as an artist. So, like for instance, I took stand-up comedy classes and then I started doing stand-up comedy. And what that did is it grew this sort of fierce confidence within me that came through in all areas of my life. And so things like that strengthen your voice, that give you confidence, I think that those are really important activities that you can do that are going to come through in your artwork. So have you taken any classes before that have helped you kind of like regain your voice or reclaim it or express it in new ways?
Oh, absolutely. That I totally believe on, always a learner, right? Always have to be learning. And in order to do that, you have to be a student. You cannot be a learner if you are just teaching. You have to be a student first and foremost. And yeah, for example, I remember very clearly a quick story. I always hated my voice, right? And
Mhm.
especially when it's recorded, I just hate to hear, myself over the radio, over any device. I just don't like it. But I wanted to do a podcast before I started doing video and all that stuff, because I saw the value of it, and I really thought, I really want to start, recording this and interviewing artists and all these things. But I hate my voice. I hate my voice. So what I had to do is actually I took a class. I went for coaching. So there was this online podcaster who I really admired, and he was doing a class. So I first went to his webinar, like, I like this, I want this, and I signed up. And I went through all his courses and became a student, and I learned a lot. And it really helped me out to kind of break my fear of hearing my voice, that, self-judgment of I'm not pronouncing this right, or,
Mhm.
have an accent, whatever, all the ifs and voices that we have. But it was because I decided to be a student and absorb that in and learn from it, that I was able to kind of put all that stuff away, order
Mm.
my microphone and everything, and start my first podcast episode. And if the other day I actually went back to my first podcast episode just to listen to it. It's
Uh-huh.
so weird, it's like so different. I sound like so rehearsed, like so, kind of timid. How much has changed, over the years, to what now the things that we are doing. We just click go, and then here we are. So, but it's because I took the chance and wanted to be a student in order to learn.
Mm. No, I love that story because out of it, you gain that confidence that you needed to go and take action, which brings me to my next point, and that's just go for it.
Right.
Like, if you feel like you're being pulled in a certain direction, just go for it. And if that means applying to competitions or applying for grants or whatever it is, like, because that takes a certain vulnerability to put yourself out there, right? And a lot of times we will shut ourselves down before we even take action. And so I think it's really important that we gain that confidence first and we use that as fuel to get us to create that momentum and go out and do the things that we want to do by just taking action, going for it, taking those risks that we know that we want to take. Maybe we have a little fear around it, but that's okay. Fear can be our friend just by acknowledging what it is that we care about. And so if we can just use it to fuel us to move forward, then we're going to put ourselves out there more consistently. And because of that, we're going to see more results in the end. I mean, any sort of energy you put forth, anything, you're going to see something come out of it on the other side. And so even if you get rejected from art competitions or whatever, like just getting into the practice of putting yourself out there consistently is going to help you grow so much faster than if you just don't do it at all. And so I just want to encourage you all today, those of you watching, if there's something you want to do, if there's a risk you want to take, if there's confidence you need to rebuild in your life, take this as a sign and just go do it. Like, you are worthy, you are enough already, and you can take that and go forth and just be the best that you can be right now, because when you take those steps forward, you're going to be a different person on the other side of it. And just know, like, where you are now is not where you're always going to be. Moment by moment by moment, we are always growing, whether we know it or not. It's just a matter of like that intention, like you mentioned earlier, Sergio. As long as we're putting that intention forth and before us, like we are going to get out of it what we're wanting to see. So
Yeah, totally. Like you said, you have to take the risk. If you don't take the risk, there's no reward, right? And
exactly.
and that's how it works. I just kind of like the best story for me right now about this one is because I just released, just last week, a brand new body of work, which I'm slowly releasing as I'm finishing them up. And it's a
Mhm.
totally new direction for me. I have been working with the human figure, abstract figure, for 20 years, pretty much, even
Mhm.
older. So when my son was born, like I really wanted to do this, and I've been working at it, working at it, working at it. And then this summer I had, some new idea, which was scary. Like, should I really go into this? It's more abstract without the figure, and it's there's a sense of fear too, right? And say, well, everybody knows me for this. Now I'm going to go into this direction, and but accepting that fear and going for it, I released the first couple paintings, and the acceptance has been amazing. Really, people are behind it, and it's really great. But I think, as you said, the vulnerability part, right? I share with my audience, say, hey guys, this is what I am. I'm starting something new. I don't know if it's going to work. but I'd rather fall flat than, just stay in my comfort zone. And,
Mm.
the answers the positivity has been really great. So that gives me enthusiasm, right? Well, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep working at it. And, but yeah, it's just, every day walking in the studio as I was kind of going into this new direction, and it still happens, still kind of like, it's at the same time is the fuel that keeps me going back to, I say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, even though if it's risky, even though if it's going to take some time, but this is the only way you can grow. When you kind of stay on your zone, then that's all you'll do, and you'll be great at it too. But for those of us who like the challenge of things, of the new,
Mm.
that's our fuel.
Oh, yes. And I love your new painting.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And I saw the overwhelming support for it. And I just thought how exciting, because I know we had talked about it before
Yes.
and you were feeling a little bit like, I don't know. And so
Right.
just to see you come through that on the other side has been awesome. And especially to see how well received it has been. And so congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, one way that you can grow today is I'm launching a workshop series about the secrets of healing through creativity. And so, for those of you out there who are watching who are really interested in using your artwork to channel your emotions, to learn how to release emotions and actually heal some parts of you and release that energy through the process of art making, I would love to invite you to join my workshop series. It's going to be over the next few weeks. So there's 3 classes coming up, and I would love for you to be there. And you can see the links for that in my bio. And also another thing that I'm doing, I'm pushing myself to grow, is I've started an art competition here in Nashville, Tennessee, and it's open to everyone. And there's no fee to join the art competition. So that's really exciting.
That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. And it's all about channeling your emotions. And so, if those of you out there who use art to channel your emotions, to share a story, to create a larger dialogue or a bigger picture around your work and the things that you care about, your mission, I would love it if you would apply to the art competition. And you can also find those links in my bio, but it's at createandfeel.com, because it's always about creating the work, feeling the work, and using the process of creating and art making to release and just express what's within us. For me, finding my voice has always been something that has been a challenge, but once I learned how to do it and nurture it, like, it's one of the most healthiest things I have found for myself, not just in the art making process, but just in my life. And so this is a competition where I want you to go and use your bravest voice to share the most vulnerable, scariest parts of your heart and your mind and your spirit, and through the artwork, because I know how cathartic it can be. And so I would love it if you would just kind of come onto my page, go click on the links and see all the different things I have going on, especially the art competition. The deadline for that is October 31st. And so you have a little while before the submission ends. But we're doing a lot of cool things in the Nashville Creative Group this month. And so I'm just very excited to tell you all about it. So let me know if you have any questions. I'll be in the DMs ready to answer them.
That is awesome. And what is cool is that it's open to artists anywhere in the world, right? It doesn't have to be from Nashville. So
right,
that is even better, opening more opportunities for this competition. And I'm super happy that you have invited me to be one of the jurors too for the competition. So I'm really excited for that, to share with others. And I can't wait to see the end. It's going to be awesome.
Yes, very exciting.
Where can our friends go to sign up for that? What's the web address for it?
The art competition is createandfeel.com. So it's pretty easy, but if you want to just click on it right now, you go to my bio, there's a link, and you'll see where you can access the art competition information. It'll tell you all about what's going on, how to get through it, and who the judges are, what the prizes are. We have some exciting prizes. So go check that out and let me know if you have any questions. And I can't wait to see your submissions come through. So
awesome.
Anyways,
exciting.
This has been such a fun talk. I feel like we have grown just in the last 10 minutes.
Absolutely.
Just by sharing personal stories. And that's really what art is sharing and expressing parts of who we are. So we'd love to connect with you. Sergio, where can our friends go so that they can see more of your new art series?
Yeah, so for this episode, I'm going to send everybody to just one place to go to see my stuff. Go to my Instagram, Sergio Gomez Art. That's all you need to do. Go there. follow the new series, check it out. Let me know how you like it, what you don't like as well. Not just what you like, but certain things that you don't like. I'm all ears. Love to hear from you as well. How about you,
Great.
Beth?
And you guys can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Beth English. And remember, go to the links in my bio so you can go to createandfill.com and submit your work for the art competition. Can't wait to see it. And we'll see
Absolutely.
you next week too. We've got another great topic coming up every Wednesday. And so thanks for watching, and make sure you tell your friends, like and share. We'd really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Bye, Beth. Goodbye, everybody. Good to see you guys.
Bye.